Hello everyone, this is Ryan from Amnesty. I'm going to show you how to play, not actually going to show you any gameplay or anything, but I'm going to tell you how to play Alexander as Alexander the Greece. His special ability is the Hellenic League. The city-state influence degrades at half or covers twice the normal rate. Now, some people may say, what in the world does that even mean? Essentially, when you latch onto a city-state, once you give them gold, once you knock out barbarians, whatever you do with them, that increases your favor with them, or influence I should say, it won't degrade as quickly as other civilizations. So how does it help you? It helps you in terms of latching on to tons and tons of city-states, and through that you can gain tons of culture, win a cultural victory. A lot of them have culture as their main city-state attribute. Otherwise you could win diplomatic fairly easily, because if you play a game with let's say 10 civilizations and 20 city-states, you're friends with 15 out of those 20 city-states. At the end of the game, when you have the diplomatic victory and you have the UN, United Nations in effect, they will give you tons of votes. Plus, if you're friends with other civilizations, it's almost an instant win for you. So the two biggest things with Alexander is going to be cultural victory and diplomatic victory. Now, as far as domination victory, it's a little bit iffy. You'd have to knock out a lot of civilizations early on. The two unique units to Greece is the companion Calvary and the Hoplite. I'll show you a little bit more of that in a second here. And then this is just a little map right here, the conquest of Alexander the Great. Nonetheless, again, if you want to play him and do very well, your two best bets are going to be cultural and diplomatic. Perhaps domination to an extent. Perhaps time you're probably going to lose. In science, you may lose that as well. That one's kind of up in the air. It depends on the civilizations you play with. So I'll show you how the special units work. Alright. The Companion Calvary and Hoplite. These are the two unique units, as I mentioned prior. And then Companion Calvary, fast barrel, full early game mounted unit. Weak to spearmen, just like any other mounted unit would be. Their combat bonus is 14, and their movement is 5. What does that really mean? It means they're pretty strong. They're easier to pick off the non-spearman units, like archers to an extent, composite bowmen to an extent, axemen, you know, the beginning units for the most part, they can pick off fairly easily. But if you run into a bunch of spearmen, or worse yet, what the hell are they called? Pikemen. If you run into those, you're going to want to run away. And again, since they have a movement of 5, they're very versatile. They can also move after attacking, so they can do the hit and run. It's really nice. But for the most part, you're going to use these probably to search around areas if you haven't searched them. Pillaging is another good one. And then again, their abilities is no defense terrain bonuses. So if you're on a hill, it doesn't really matter for the horse. You normally put units on like a foresty hill, gives you a better defensive bonus. But unfortunately with this, they don't have it. They can move after attacking. As I mentioned, they have great generals 1, and then they have a penalty attacking cities. So you don't want to use these guys against. You don't want to build a bunch of these and attack a city, because I mean you can take over a city, but you're killing off more units than you're really going to have to. And then the other special unit that they have is the Hoplite. The Hoplite has a combat bonus of 13 and a movement of 2. Now these guys are the opposite of what the horsemen are. They're slower, and they can take out horsemen. And you want to use these. You can use them against cities. They are nice. They're more or less, you want to have a couple archers to take out a city. Well, burn the city to about half, and then you can use these guys to take out the rest. Their abilities is that they do have a bonus against mounted units, which is very good. You're attacking, let's say, Genghis Khan, who generally has horses and generally will be using lots of horses against you. And then unfortunately, as far as Greece goes, both units, they kind of fade away fairly quickly. Their heyday really isn't that long, so again, you're going to want to, after this point, you kind of want to die down. You don't want to go too aggressive usually. And then, yeah, I mean, they become a pikeman once you get civil service, which is generally fairly quickly on. So I'll also show you the piety tree to again show you what you probably want to use as far as the social policy goes if you really want to win as Greece, their dominating point. So I'll show you that right here, and here we are. I lied, not piety. Piety is actually the religious one. I meant patronage. Patronage has status, cultural diplomacy, educated elite, patronage, philanthropy, and scholasticism. Anyhow, patronage gives you tons and tons of goodies for trying to woo the city-states into your favor. So definitely you'll want to go into patronage, and again you're going to need medieval era before you can start putting points into these. So chances are you're going to have points into something prior to this. And if you were to ask me what to put that into, depending on where you're going, if you are attacking early on, you probably want to put into honor. If you're not going to attack early on, again it all depends. I probably would perhaps put it into liberty. Although tradition's nice if you're not attacking, chances are you are not trying to expand, and a tradition would be a better choice in terms of that. But anyway, you definitely want to have patronage if, again, you're using Greece to win with their special ability. So I hope this helped. Any further questions, just ask me on the guide, and check my other videos out. Thank you.